Data Transfer Impact Assessment (DTIA). A data transfer impact assessment is an analysis conducted to evaluate the risks associated with transferring personal data across borders, particularly from regions with stringent data protection regulations, like the European Union under GDPR, to jurisdictions with less robust data protection laws. This process helps organizations identify potential gaps in compliance and mitigate any adverse effects of transferring data internationally. Key components of a data transfer impact assessment. 1. Identification of data transfers. The first step is to identify what types of data will be transferred, including sensitive personal data, and which jurisdictions the data will be transferred to. Second, legal framework and compliance checks. Organizations must ensure compliance with applicable laws, such as the General Data Protection Regulation for EU data subjects, which outlines specific conditions for international data transfers. Third, risk assessment. This involves assessing the adequacy of data protection in the destination country, evaluating the level of legal protections, including the enforcement of data protection rights, and the risk of data exposure. Fourth, technical and organizational safeguards. The assessment checks the technical measures like encryption, pseudonymization, and other safeguards that could mitigate risks during data transfers. 5. Use of standard contractual clauses, SCCs. When transferring data outside the EU, organizations often use standard contractual clauses, SCCs, pre-approved by the European Commission to ensure compliance with EU data protection standards. Sixth, impact of legal or political risks. It assesses risks related to the destination country's political situation or any changes in the legal framework that might affect data protection laws, such as surveillance activities or government access to data. 7. Assessment and documentation. A DTIA should be documented, showing an organization's effort to evaluate risks and how it addresses potential issues. This documentation is crucial for regulatory audits or assessments by supervisory authorities. Importance of data transfer impact assessment. 1. Compliance with data protection regulations. Many jurisdictions, such as the EU under the GDPR, require organizations to ensure that cross-border data transfers meet certain data protection standards. A DTIA is often essential for proving compliance during audits or investigations. Second, risk mitigation. Without an assessment, organizations may be unaware of legal or technical vulnerabilities that could expose sensitive data to unauthorized access. DTIAs help to identify and mitigate risks associated with the transfer of personal data. 3. Building trust with consumers. It enhances transparency and builds consumer trust in how their personal data is being handled, especially in cross-border contexts. 4. Avoiding regulatory fines and penalties. Failure to conduct a DTIA when transferring personal data across borders can lead to non-compliance and expose organizations to hefty fines and legal risks. With the increasing complexity of global data regulations, organizations must conduct a thorough DTIA to address any gaps in their data protection frameworks and avoid costly legal consequences. See you in the next lesson.